So tell me about this new helmet.
What helmet?
Like most of these helmets that just make actually you're going to pull you back, pull you forward.
It's such an amazing helmet. It's got. This first one is just chill. So Kia's going to lead you out onto the circuit.
JV, good to see you. Talk me through this new lockdown.
TTT Tintan Trial.
TTT Temp.
What's up, RaceTV?
Tell me about.
TTT!
Whoa! 0.46, new world record.
So we're going to do some fine-tuning for the TTT first stage Tour de France 2026. We rented actually a race parcours, testing parcours to have peace and silence to do what we need to do. And going to do a few warm-up laps, and then we're also going to go and dig a little bit deeper and try to do race pace. We have a TT suit which tested very fast. We have a new helmet, which is incredibly fast. We have the new TT bike from Cannondale, which fits into that whole picture. Great tires, great wheels. Yeah, I think we are ready.
How are you feeling about these new helmets?
They look super good on my boy Max Walker. They look even better on Sean.
The first one we're going to do is a familiarisation run, so just super chill, just seeing what the corner's like, just going through the process, super easy, not even calling that a warm-up, but just seeing what the track is like. In terms of rider order, so Ben first, Quinn second, Steinhauser third, Baudin fourth, Valgren fifth, Walker sixth, Asgreen seventh, Carapaz eighth. That's your formation. That is something we may play about with today, but that's what we're aiming to start with. The same rules will apply as normal. Guys that are a little bit stronger can do a little bit longer.
Go no visor look. Are we ready?
Here the first rider counts, right? In the past you had to finish with 4. Now you finish with 1. The others obviously also have to cross the line, but the time stops with the first rider. That said, there are teams here in the world who definitely have more horsepower if you go into the detail man against man.
That's the whole thing. Like, we looked at the review, the analysis from Dauphiné, and it's like, oh, why didn't, like, where were we compared to Visma? And it's like, well, Ineos is like Tarling or like Bruno. It's like we can't match them like mano to mano. The only way to do it is so that we have more numbers. Like we can't do their turns at the same time, but we can do 10-second turns, 15-second turns at their power. So that's kind of using the numbers and being a balanced team is where we actually can do something. But it's better than naively thinking we're suddenly going to be better than them all of a sudden when we're not. So that's the main premise of it.
Given that the first rider counts, you can play with strategic features if you want to, and if you get them right, you might finish better than you actually think. I think it's a very cool event, especially with first rider counts. I like that.
I think if everyone's happy doing it, so if this is 6, 7 needs to move across like this when number 8 is coming back, so they can get into the draft sooner.
Yeah.
And then slowly move back in.
For the time now is to stay on the big lap.
Yeah.
Practice that at high speed.
And I don't think we even need to go as hard as what we just did.
Because it's fast.
I think we can knock it down another 10% and just get the rhythm and practice that change.
Thank you.
is the race starting tomorrow. So the last 3 days have been a bit more relaxed, but tomorrow is like the most focused they have to be, because it's not just a stage, it's not an individual time trial, they have to work as a team. They have to really put everything on the line, and if one of them is not in the right level of focus, determination, then it's not going to go as well as we hope. So today, in accordance with that, we've made poke bowls, so it's kind of like a salad bar situation. My theory is that if I do that, they can individualize their own bowl. They can really specify what they want, so nothing is too complicated for them. Everything is quite visible, different vegetables, different proteins, it's all visible for them, and they can create their own bowl to their desire. That is the philosophy.
Tell me about.
I wake up early. Cedric, why you wake up early with me? Why?
To go to the beach with you in Barcelona.
To go to?
The beach.
The beach?
Yeah, there is a beach here.
Yeah, but today is a city day here.
Can you describe how we decide what order the riders are in for the time trial?
It's normally by like how handsome you are, but that's not true because I'm only number 5. It's definitely wrong. No, I think it's something to do with like basically how aerodynamic you are and how to get the most out of the guy in front of you and behind of you.
So we've tried to combine a few factors based on kind of the riders' individual kind of power profiles, how aero they are. So it's potentially sitting certain riders behind, say Ben for example. So Ben is incredibly aerodynamic. That comes at a cost. So there's a certain rider that's going to be sitting behind Ben. His job is literally to absorb how hard it is behind him.
The rider order is preset and very strategic in a team time trial. However, sometimes after the first corner, it already goes. Essentially, the basic idea in rider order is that the weakest rider should be getting the easiest ride, and the strongest rider should be taking on the brunt of the workload. Now, it's a slight exception to that in this case because we have to have 1 or 2 guys that actually go up that final hill really fast, so you have to actually give them a bit of an easy ride too. But that all sort of works together fairly well. So if you assume that our 2 fastest riders up the final hill are going to be Richard Carapaz and Alex Baudin, they are positioned in the lineup in the easiest spots. And what do I mean by the easiest spots? For instance, Richard Carapaz is behind Kasper Asgreen. Kasper is the largest rider on the team, is going to produce the largest draft, so Richie is in a place where it's a fairly easy ride for him in the lineup. Conversely, a rider who we don't think is going to actually be finishing up the hill really fast and that we know is going to have to take on a huge workload on the flat section, but we know is actually really strong, is Sean Quinn. Where is Sean Quinn positioned? Behind Ben Healy, which is the worst place in our lineup to be positioned because he's so aerodynamic that essentially you're taking 2 pulls. Like you're pulling when he's pulling and then you're pulling when you're pulling. So Sean may very well be the first person to explode on the team, but that's intentional in that we're putting him in like the toughest spot in the lineup because he's not going to be one of our finishers per se.
Yeah, we know each other pretty well and we know what we're doing. Now it's just about doing it on the actual day. I think you just focus on what you need to do and it'll go smoothly. It's the only discipline in cycling, road cycling, that's truly a team discipline. And so, it's all about doing it for your boys, doing it for the team, and it's an extra motivating factor.
All together, 8 together, good to go, good to go. Short turns, we take speed here, come on. Nearly there, 160 meters and we go down, come.
It's good to see that the work pays off and we always need to adapt, we didn't train that much with this start list, this roster of guys, and it's always really different, the dynamic of a group.
and I think we did the best we could today.
I mean, it's a relief it's done. Would have liked a bit better, but we were always aware it wasn't a course that necessarily favoured the strengths of our riders. Like the way that we rode Dauphiné, Paris-Nice on the more dynamic courses suited these guys. The way that these guys can ride together and really their teamwork can pay off. This was still a course where ultimately push comes to shove. Being a big TT specialist, and the teams that have put a bit more into that, it does make a difference. And we've got a little bit found out on that, but at the same time, I think the guys did everything they could have done. So they executed really well, and yeah, I think they can all be still happy with their performances.
First Tour de France stage finished. What was your experience?
It was a nice experience. Normally during TTTs you're so in the zone and so on the limit that you don't really recognize that there are people next to you screaming at you. But today it was impossible to not realize this, and it was a nice feeling. Yeah, racing through the big city like Barcelona, everybody cheering at you. It was definitely it was a special moment.